Money, got no work, no play. Well, I ain't got no money, still got bills to pay. I go round and round in the night sun, getting nothing done. Ain't got no money, you ain't got no sense, got motivation to both sides of the bed. Got everything you'll ever need, you're slave to your greed. Do you wanna fly alone till you die? You down, down.
It took you almost 20 years to get everything started, and now everything's happening quite fast. But why did it take so long?
Well, I really loved being in the support role, being in someone else's band. I don't think I had the confidence to front my own band. I don't think I was ready for it. But Joe was telling me, you've got to go out on your own. I would have stayed in his band forever. I was really happy being a part of someone else's family and having that support network. But what I learned is having my own band is creating my own family. And with the musicians that I'm working with, they're my brothers. So I always feel like I have my family on the road with me, and we've got such a great label and agent and publicist and tour manager. So with this great team around me, there's really a lot of people behind this project. So that helps give me the confidence.
I think one important member of this team is and was and is Mike Vernon.
Yes. If it wasn't for Mike Vernon, I wouldn't be sitting here talking with you right now. Because when we met in Memphis, he decided to come out of retirement to make a record with me. And it was so hard for me to believe that this was going to happen. I kept thinking something was going to go wrong. And then when we were finally in the studio together, it was just the most incredible experience. And then I started to relax, thinking, this is really going to happen. And I'm just in the most talented hands. He's an iconic producer because there's a genius behind what he does. And he helped throughout the entire process. He got involved with the songwriting.
So free, now I'm taking a backseat of where I wanna be. When the coast is clear some more on you.
In fact, a third of the record was written right here in Germany.
How did that happen?
Well, Henning Gerke has been a songwriting partner of mine for many, many years. I was first brought over to Germany, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago to write with Henning. And we started to write for other artists, and I became more interested in working as a songwriter and behind the scenes, learning production. But then Henning and I reunited when I was on tour with Papa Chubby and went to see how Henning was doing. We had lost touch for many years and knocked on the studio door, and that was it. We just started working again together.
How did it happen to come to Germany and meeting Henning?
It was a crazy story. I was in Costa Rica on vacation and met a German music manager who had me sing with the band that was playing at the hotel, and then he decided, I'm going to be your manager and I'm going to bring you to Germany, which he did, and he's the one who originally introduced me to Henning. So the relationship with the manager didn't work out, but with Henning it did.
My girl, don't lie to me. Where did you sleep last night? In the pines, where the sun don't shine. I'll shiver the whole night through. My girl, where will you go? I'm going where the cold wind blows. In the pines, where the sun don't shine, I'll shiver the whole night through.
But what I'm so excited about with this next record is much more about the engine room. And it's going to feature my fantastic band, Innes Sibun on guitar, and Kevin O'Rourke on drums, Kevin Jeffries on bass, and Anders Olander on keyboard. So it's much more about this band and the really incredible dynamic that we have as a live band. We're going to bring much more of that into the album.
Even more?
We'll do our best.
You're from New York.
Yeah.
Have an English band, and
Yeah.
it seems it's especially in Europe that it's going that well.
Well, the opportunities for me here are really great because my record label is in the UK. Mike is based here in Europe. And just logistically, it's a lot easier to travel across Europe than it is in America. I'm still touring in America, but you know, every show involves, you know, flights or very, very long drives. So it's much more manageable here, especially for a new project like this.
You're not that young as many artists coming out as newcomers in a way.
Yeah.
How far does this live experience help you now also cope with everything?
It's the difference between me being able to sing the way I do, write songs about the subjects in a way I do. I could not do this when I was in my 30s. I could not. It was, my voice is still evolving all the time. And as I get older, my range is increasing. I mean, I always had a big range, but there's more in the bottom end of my voice that I'm finding. And the life experience is the most important thing because I consider myself a storyteller first. And you have a lot more to say. And I know who I am now. And I'm much more comfortable in my own skin. And that takes life experience and maturity to know who you really are and how to offer the best of yourself to make the most meaningful contribution that you can. And that's what it's all about. It's about me being the best vehicle for the song and staying out of the way of that process, just delivering the song to the audience in the most pure way.
Unglaublich, ja? There's a hummingbird's wing beating in my chest, a pit bull's loving eyes that I just can't rest, gasping for air, I claw for a line. All I want here to tell is kiss me. You inhale my subconscious, quench my hungry state. I got no defenses, but I can't play. Stars of a line now in an irresistible trial. All I want here to do is kiss me.
What was the attracting thing about the blues for you?
The honesty of the music, that it's about real people and real life stories. And I always have felt that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So that is what really attracted me to the blues. The fact there's a depth there, and as I started to discover who my jazz influences were, from Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald, going back and discovering the classic female blues singers was where I found a home for myself as a vocalist.
There are often comparisons with other singers like Janis Joplin, Tina Turner, or Beth Hart of the younger ones. How do you feel about those comparisons?
It's always an honor to be compared with other artists that you respect. Beth is a friend, and I love her work, and it makes it easier for people to sort of make comparisons initially when they're trying to understand an artist. It's always easier to make comparisons, so I don't have a problem with that. But you know, we're all quite different once you really look at what we're doing, and you know, it's important that every artist has their own voice.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're
Sari.
very, very welcome.
And I'm curious to listen to the new stuff. Who was this music manager, this German one that...
His name was Klaus. He was working with a Costa Rican band. That's why he was in Costa Rica, because he was working with a Costa Rican band to try to bring them to Germany. Nothing ever happened with the project.